Over in Sweden, December isn't just a time for year-end celebrations. It's also the season to honor the year's Nobel Prize laureates during the highly anticipated Nobel Week. For this week's Arts and Culture segment, our culture correspondent Song Yujin joins us live from Stockholm to share more about the opening day. Yujin, what's the atmosphere like over there?
Well, Jongmin, I'm standing in front of the Nobel Prize Museum in Gamla stan, the old town in the heart of Stockholm. And as you mentioned, today marks the start of the Nobel Week 2024 here in Stockholm, which is a week-long celebration that will run until next Thursday. So as I'm speaking right now, we're seeing more people coming in, taking photos in front of the museum, and just absorbing this festive mood of Nobel Week. But it's not just Stockholm, Sweden. Over in Oslo, Norway, where the Peace Prize celebrations will take place, these two cities are gearing up for an exciting week honoring the Nobel Prize laureates this year, which consists of 11 individuals and one organization. And ahead of the week's opening yesterday, the press here, including myself, got an exclusive preview of what's in store for this year's festivities. First, take a look.
For the greatest benefit to humankind. Those are the words of Alfred Nobel, the founder of the Nobel Prize, the prestigious accolade that has for over a century honored outstanding achievements in science, literature, and peace work. Every December, Nobel Week celebrates that year's laureates in Sweden, Alfred Nobel's home country.
It is an occasion where we put science and literature and peace work in focus. I mean, that's not done all of the time, and this is a week where we can really highlight these important achievements and reach so many people. So that is what the Nobel Week is about.
This year's Nobel Week runs from Friday to next Thursday.
So I'm here at the Nobel Prize Museum where a press conference introducing and previewing the Nobel Week has just taken place. So the museum, as you can see, is fully prepared to kickstart the week-long event introducing this year's Nobel Prize laureates, including South Korean author Hangang.
There is plenty to enjoy leading up to the award ceremony on December 10th. Starting at the Nobel Prize Museum, there is the Nobel Creations exhibition. These dresses were created by first-year students at Beckmans College of Design in Stockholm based on their interpretations of this year's Nobel Prize winners.
And it feels like a big first step to have this publicity, and it's a great honor to interpret the prizes. And also that the Nobel Prize winners are going to see these creations.
This dress has been inspired by this year's Nobel laureate in literature, Hangang.
It symbolizes that she's held like in a grip of silence, and then there is this hand coming in here, which is a sign of pain and relief. And hidden in the folds of the dress are texts from the books. There is a detail here of a burnt fabric and also broken seams around the dress, and it symbolizes the trauma of war.
Outside, the Nobel Week Lights Festival will bring a festive glow to the week with 16 light installations by artists, designers, and students from Sweden and abroad, illuminating Stockholm from December 7th to 15th. As for Hangang, she will make a press appearance at the Nobel Laureate in Literature press conference on Friday afternoon, local time. Her schedule also includes visiting local elementary schools to meet students and teachers, discussing her work at the Nobel reading event, and of course, attending the Nobel Prize award ceremony and banquet.
Well, it certainly sounds like an eventful week ahead. While there are many activities planned, the highlight of Nobel Week is the award ceremony and, of course, banquet. Many are curious about what will be served at the banquet. Anything you can share with us?
Right, so Jongmin, food seems to always spark a great interest, especially when a big event like this comes with a grand banquet. And yesterday, the chefs who will be in charge of this year's Nobel Prize banquet were announced, and the first time in Nobel Prize history, 2 female chefs will be taking the lead. So the banquet chef who will be in charge of the first and main courses will be Jessie Sommerstrom, while the pastry chef who will be in charge of dessert will be Frida Backe. And yesterday, these 2 chefs gave us a tiny sneak peek of what they'll serve at the banquet by introducing one ingredient that they'll use each. So for sommarstrom, she'll be using whole grains, specifically barley, and she even hinted at serving porridge for the first time in Nobel banquet history, according to the Nobel Foundation. And as for bakke, she says that she'll be serving and using apples in her dessert. But the full menu and the specific dishes will be kept secret until the actual banquet starts, which will be December 10th, 7 p.m. local time.
We are waiting for the big day, and it's not just here in Korea, but many people are excited to see Hangang participate in this year's Nobel Week. Is there anything else you'd like to share regarding her schedule?
Absolutely. So the excitement is palpable here as well. So earlier in the morning, Hangang, along with other Nobel laureates of this year, came to the Nobel Prize Museum, which you're seeing behind me right now. Well, we're hearing that they're still inside the Nobel Prize Museum as we're speaking. So this is a long-standing Nobel tradition where each laureate signs a chair at the Bistro Nobel and also donates one personal artifact to the museum that best represents or symbolizes who they are, as well as their major achievements. And we'll get to see an up-close look of these artifacts later today during a press conference in the afternoon. But what I think is a big grand highlight for today, Chongmin, is a Nobel laureate in literature press conference that will start within an hour with author Hangang herself, of course, attending. And this is especially significant and drawing a lot of attention as this marks Hangang's first press conference after being named as this year's Nobel Literature Prize winner back in October. But all in all, I just want to say, as a week is just starting, I'll keep on bringing the highlights as well as some major events for this year's Nobel Week. That's all I have for now. Back to you, Tongmin.
Our culture correspondent Song Yoo-jin live from Stockholm. Thank you.